Hey gang, welcome back to Inverted Pursuits Laboratory and part 2 of the Infinity build, part of our It's All Up From Here, getting started in high-powered rocketry build. So what we're going to do today, as you've already seen in the description, is work on the fins. So I've got a piece of cardboard here that I'm going to make my initial fin template on, and then I will transfer from this use this template to transfer onto my fiberglass sheet. So first, we start off with the fin design. So I've actually got the fin design open on my computer, and I'll be using that along with a ruler, X-Acto knife, and a pencil to mark out what I am doing. And I may also go ahead and use a tape measure to get some additional accuracy or ease of use. So the first place we start is I've chosen a corner, and I'm actually going to start in this lower corner here. I know I need to come, I actually don't like that corner. I'm going to start in this corner. I need to come up 3/4 of an inch because that's acting out as my fin tab. And so I'm actually going to mark up 3/4 of an inch. From there, my next point is, well, that is my first point. That's my 0, point for the time being. My next point is, what are we looking at? 2.5 over. So I'm going to go ahead and actually use my ruler because it's more helpful. 2.5 is right here. And then on that line, I need to come up 2 inches from the base, square up on the bottom edge, come up 2 inches, and that point is basically right there. And then I can draw a line. No, let's go ahead and do it. On your guys' side, I can draw a line here between, let's go ahead and aim down just a little bit more to make sure that we're seeing this. Ooh, come on camera, don't fall over. I'll draw a line between these 2 points, and that's the first edge of my fin. Next point I'm going after is 4 by 4.5. So again, I'm coming over, make sure I'm using the right edge, make sure I actually did that right. I did. So I'm coming over to 4 in the X, double check. Yes, by 4.5 in the Y. So my next point is here. And then we will draw another line between those 2 points. Line up. Draw my line. The next point I'm aiming for is 5.5 by 4. So I'm going to come over another 5.5. Square up at that point again. And come up to 4 inches. So I'm actually coming back down at this point. So I've actually got my point here to here. So I'm making the bottom edge of the fin actually tuck back in a little bit. I don't like that. I'm going to redraw that line. There we go, that's better. And then my last point is 5 inches by 3/4. So the easiest way to do that is just to start on the base edge, come over 5 inches, mark it, use the tape measure again to go up 3/4 of an inch, verify you went up straight, use your ruler, go up. That doesn't look straight because it's not. thing, always make sure you're double checking your lines and where you're putting them, because it's very easy to mess this up. And I'm going to do this one easier for me. But now I have my fin scribed out on the piece of cardboard. It's a fairly basic fin design, but we're going to go ahead and get this cut out. And initially, all I'm doing, because I don't want to damage my table, is I'm just scoring the top layer. And wow, that is not cutting straight on this angle. And then I'm actually going to pierce through. Very accurately and very gently cut out my fin template. Just take your time and cut slowly to make sure your fin is as square as you can possibly make it. And boom, you've got your fin. So you can set your cardboard off to the side, and you've got the fin here. Now I'm going to grab a pair of scissors real quick. Nothing is where I need it to be for this. Cool. Take a pair of scissors, and I could have cut this with the scissors, but I like the X-Acto knife, and then I just come in with the scissors for some gentle cleanup to clean all the burrs a bit, to help just verify. Also, the scissors don't do well with this inside angle, and you don't have to design an inside angle like this. This is just my signature, is that I always put this very complex angle on it because I like the look of it. This complex angle, I mean this guy right here. This is usually a pretty big no-no in high-power rocketry. I'm just a huge fan and like it. But from there, we come over to now the hard part. We take our fiberglass, and we're actually going to have to trace this onto the fiberglass. And it's going to be very, very easy. Initially here, I'm just going to do it in pencil because I don't want anything permanent right now. But I will want it in more than pencil later. But it lets me take a chance to just look at all of this, make sure it's the way I want it when I come in to cut these out. Because I don't want to waste fiberglass just because I didn't think through where I was putting my fins initially. And these two might be a little close on this one edge. Just a smidge if they are. And then, I don't know how I can even tuck another one in here. Ooh, yeah, that's too tight there. So the best spot for the next one to go is down on this edge. And just give her a quick trace to verify you like the way it's going. And I personally like that layout pretty well. It looks, I've got fin 1, 2, and 3 on here, and I've got quite a bit of my fiberglass left, so that's perfect for other upcoming projects that need it. Now, another thing you can do is we'll go ahead and wander over to my body tube, turn the light on here, is you've now got a cardboard fin, and you can verify that it fits in there, and it fits really well. And the fin's going to actually end up sitting right like that on top. The tab or fin tab, that's the 3/4 that sticks down, will actually come into contact with the central body tube once you're gluing it in, and you'll fill it all of that together. But this is our template for the purposes of marking out our fins. And now that I've got them marked out the way I like them, we can go in with a Sharpie, mark over it, and cut them out. Okay, so now we have the fins traced in permanent marker, and we're going to go ahead and cut them out on the bandsaw. Alright, now that I have all 3 fins, I'm going to take them to the sander and smooth them out. Alright, now that I've cleaned up the edges, the next thing is I want to put a bevel on these 4 edges. So my bottom, my outside, and my top edges, I would like to bevel them. So it takes a little bit of finesse. It's often easier if you draw a center line on them to help you bevel them, but let's go with it. Alright, and there we go. The fins are beveled. So they need to be washed off real quick, as do my hands, and well, the camera for that sake. But the 3 fins are all beveled. There'll be some hand sanding, a little touch-up work I want to do here and there, but that is how you create your fins from scratch out of stock. Now, if you have any questions about it, please leave a comment for me in the description below. I'll either answer it in the comments or I'll get back to it in my next video on this. Stick around for the next video where we're actually going to start assembling the rocket now that we have all of our components built for it. So, thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing. Check me out on Facebook and on my website in the description below. There will be more coming on the Infinity build here soon. Thanks, gang.